Guys, I'm 100% excited to have TT Games here in the studio to show off Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Arthur, I love everything you do.
Oh,
you know
that's so kind.
We have talked about this before. I love everything you do with these Lego licensed games because you have so much fun and you are so respectful to the source worlds and you just get everything you're doing. And I love it.
Yeah, I can't take full credit for it. There's probably an army of 200 people back in the UK, but yeah, we do. You're right. We absolutely respect every part of the Marvel universe, and our job as kind of custodians is to throw that out to people and make it as fun and funny and humor, packed, whimsical, and coming back to this after Lego Marvel Superheroes 1, being able to come back and make a sequel. It's so exciting.
Well, the first Lego Marvel Superheroes was one of my favorite entries into your Lego games. You did in a linear story. You told so many hero stories, got so many in-jokes in there. I had so much fun with all of the different mechanics and the cooperative mechanics between different heroes. What did you want to build on? What did you want to do bigger, better for Marvel Superheroes 2?
Well, I think those are the words, bigger and better. You can't go from that game, which was so well received and so many people have played it and love playing it. We obviously have to make sure that the sequel is better everywhere. You can't just like pick one thing. So, we've gone for a more epic story. We've got an original story co-written with Kurt Busiek, who's a comic book writer.
Oh, amazing!
And that story it's non-linear. There's sections that are a little bit branching, which is great. We've got an open world that is the biggest thing we've ever undertaken. A city called Chronopolis, which is Kang the Conqueror, who's the new bad guy. He's basically ripping different Marvel realities from out of time and compressing them into one city, so it's huge. We've got a whole new look for everything. We've redone the customizer for the character creation. We've kind of revisited status screens. We've revisited mechanics, and obviously we've front and centered a whole new diverse mix. So we're bringing sort of characters to the forefront of the story, like Kamala Khan and She-Hulk and some of the Guardians and Spider-Gwen, mixing it up like as much as we possibly can. And things like combat, big overhaul on combat and team-up moves, and the list is incredibly lengthy. When you say Matt?
Yeah, definitely. Over 200.
Yeah. So yeah, we're kind of packing as much as we can into this.
So Matt, you are playing live right now.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the section of the game that we find ourselves in.
So this is the first big boss fight in the game. This is in the end of the first level, and we're facing here a Celestial, Eson, playing as the Guardians of the Galaxy. And yeah, loads of action on screen, and Kang is manipulating time and controlling Eson throughout this fight. But yeah, I think this really shows sort of the amount of action that we can have in this game.
Yeah,
really
definitely.
upping that.
Well, it's crazy because we're fighting Eson, right? But Kang is opening these portals, and we're getting all kinds of like little villains from the Marvel universe dropping in.
Yeah, the game is all about time because Kang's from the 40th century. If you didn't know, and if you didn't know, there's a great Avengers Forever run from I think '98, 12 issues, which is awesome. Read that. But Kang has come back, and he is effectively just bringing all kinds of stuff to take on the heroes. And so yeah, you're right, you look at the villains, there's Wild West goons, there's future goons, there's robots, there's like Egyptian mummies, there's anything from every different area of Marvel, and that's the great thing about this game. We can do that. We can go to 2099. We can go to, believe it or not, medieval England. There are heroes and villains.
Are you doing
from
that
medieval
1602?
Oh yeah, we're going everywhere.
You got that 1602 up in there?
We're going everywhere we possibly can.
Oh,
so.
I like that. So
Yeah.
we're playing as we were playing as Star-Lord, and it looks like we've swapped off. Is that correct?
We've got a bit of Drax action going on there. And actually, this is really exciting. The reason we've got so focused on Guardians in level 1 is that this level itself actually takes place in like timeline-wise, just before the end of Lego Marvel Superheroes 1.
Oh, nice.
So if you've not played the first game, don't worry, the story will make sense and it's epic. But if you have, there's a lovely little crossover piece, because we finished the first game with a real big tease. You know, you just saved the Earth, and then the Guardians come, and Nick Fury's like, we're done. You know, why are you coming? And Star-Lord's just like, that's not why we're here. There's something else. And then, so this is what we're kind of catching up on, bringing the Lego Marvel Superheroes 1 players up to date with, is they're on Xandar, Kang's turned up, it's like, what is happening? Right, let's go and, you know, let's go back to Earth and let those guys know. So there's just a really nice crossover.
Oh, look at him walking it out.
Yeah, and that's it. One of his special moves, he can basically listen to his awesome mixtape, and the bad guys will just stop and have a dance. So,
That's amazing.
But yeah, it's all the characters have got cool stuff.
Yeah, walk us through some of what the different Guardians can do.
Well, we've got obviously Star-Lord, who can fly and play his awesome mixtape. He's got some cool combat moves. Groot is, you know, a personal favorite. So we'll get Matt on here now, just giving us a bit of Groot action. If you, yeah, he's bound to be.
Oh, baby Groot! Lego baby Groot!
And at any point, we actually have a little contrivance in the story where he finds a piece of Kang technology, so he can fast forward through time and go back in time, so you can transform at any time, basically.
To Baby Groot and Big Groot? Oh, that's amazing.
That's great.
There's some really awesome stuff in there as well with team-up moves, so you can have Rocket jump on Groot's shoulders and run around, and you know, it's just a game about fun interactions. And any of these characters, what we kind of love is we make sure that every button does something. So when someone's playing, they'll be like, oh, this character's really cool, and you won't realize until you do it. And it's like you'll find a special move, or there'll be a really funny idle animation, you know, because the animation team just they go, yeah, absolutely to town on this stuff. Yeah, we actually revealed a character from the Inhumans, Medusa, earlier.
Whoa!
You know, which, yeah, she's awesome. And when we were looking and like playing, I didn't know it was in there, but she has an idle animation where she kind of just stops, pulls out a hairdryer, and yeah, Medusa's all about
amazing.
Like,
That's so great.
And it was just really, really funny. So yeah, all of the stuff we put in is just to really bring that personality, everyone's personality, to life.
Yeah, so let's chat about some of these new heroes that we're going to play as. I mean, you mentioned Medusa. We're seeing the Guardians playable. Who else are we going to see?
So when I said like we're about time and out of time, you know, we can go, yeah, it's cool, Spider-Man's in the game. But then you can go, well, we've also got Spider-Man Noir in the game. We've also got Spider-Man 2099 in the game. You've got Spider-Gwen in the game. There is actually more.
Spider-Gwen is in the game?
Yep.
I mean, look at his shirt.
Spider-Gwen
Of course Spider-Gwen's in the
confirmed.
game.
Yep,
Spider-Gwen's right there.
And what we'll do is Matt will drop into, just to give you a little tease of the open world, and when he does, you'll be able to see a couple of the characters that are currently revealed on the roster, because there's just like so many that aren't yet. And you can see, yeah, we're going everywhere. You know, it's like you've got Captain America in there, but we've also got classic, you know, Kirby's classic Wild West Cap. Yeah. So, you know, an old Western version of Captain America.
You got some Planet Hulk going on.
Oh, absolutely.
I saw the Milano.
Absolutely.
Can you fly that, or is that?
Yep. Milano's playable in the game.
Well, I am in. Count me in.
Why Spider-Man 2099 front and center? There's Miguel right there.
Yep.
Who's the big 2099 fan? Like, why?
Yeah, you've mentioned that quite a lot.
Well, it's
and I love 20. I'm not like,
right.
Why
No,
did
it's
you
not
do
why
it?
2099. It's just, you know, it's just
I'm
a general
so
question.
happy to see him in the game. What prompted that sort of like deep dive?
It's because the game is so focused on time. You know, bringing those alternate realities together.
Miles.
Yeah, absolutely. and that's the thing. We can't.
Amazing.
You know, if we just stick like original classic versions of characters on the box art, people aren't gonna instantly get that sort of, whoa, what's this character doing with this character in? You know, putting that version of Spider-Man front and center makes people scratch their head, because they know it's a Spider-Man, and if they don't know 2099, it piques their interest a little bit.
Right.
But
also, we saw that huge roster.
Yeah.
Is that just like a little sneak peek of what we can be seeing? Because wow.
Yeah, that's
a lot of characters.
It is, and it's not actually all of them. So yeah, we got Lockjaw in there as well.
What's up, Lockjaw?
If I wasn't in before, I'm triple in right now. Oh my good golly gosh.
Yeah, I don't ever think Lockjaw's been in any Marvel game, let alone a Lego Marvel game. Absolutely adorable. But yeah, this is about. Can we put Spider-Gwen on? Because Spider-Gwen's super cool.
Yes.
And the cool thing is, Spider-Gwen's got a couple of like special moves. One of them, at any point in time, she can kind of, stop by and take a selfie. So Medusa's probably run off.
Is she gone?
A bit camera shy, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can pretty much take a selfie with the Oscorp Tower. So that's one of the things she can do. And then one of the other things, her other special move is she gets like a drum kit from the Mary Janes out, and that effectively, when she like kicks all the drums over, it kills bad guys around it. So it's cool. But it's about personality, charisma, character, and then in terms of, like I said before, with the open world, we have, I think, 20 locations here. So you've got Wakanda, you've got Hala, Atalan, Nowhere. There is just so many different places, and the whole thing, opens up to be a massively cool, explorable like playground.
Somebody really loves Secret Wars, huh?
I think pretty much every single person on the team is a fan of comic books and Marvel comic books, but
that's got to be so great as like a game designer and a game developer. You're like, how do I bring all of these environments together? And then Secret Wars comes out, and you're like, oh,
absolutely.
I'll just do that.
Yeah, absolutely. To be fair, there was Chronopolis actually originates from one of the older comics, and we saw this kind of like this image from the comics. I was like, we have to do this.
Yeah.
Looking at, we have to do it. And so, can you bring the map up, Matt? Yep. So if you bring the map up and Matt kind of pulls round, you've got like, we've got the Hydra Empire there, ancient Egypt,
oh my goodness.
Noir, New York, like I say, Hala, obviously Kang's Citadel bang in the middle.
Lemuria's down there.
The underwater city of Lemuria.
There's Wakanda.
So much awesome stuff. And the idea is we wanted to be like bigger and better, so much more ambitious than we could possibly imagine. And the team have just like completely got behind it and gone, let's kind of smash this. Every time I see this hub, I'm kind of like, the artists have done an awesome job. And they've not finished yet. We're still obviously beavering away working on it.
Yeah, what's the timeline? How far out are we?
We're releasing on November the 14th in North America.
Nice.
And I think November the 17th back home and across the rest of Europe and the world. So yeah, you've got a whole underwater city you can explore and go and find cool stuff, and there's some awesome characters. Here's the thing, we've not revealed characters, but you look at locations, you think, I
know who goes there.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a strong feeling maybe Black Panther might be making an appearance if Wakanda's in here.
Absolutely,
And just as a huge comic book fan and a huge fan of the Lego game series, I know that you guys are known for your humor and your quirkiness. Can we expect like some one-liners or some Easter eggs, if you will, that like comic book fans and Marvel Cinematic Universe fans will be like, I see what you did there?
Absolutely. This game is inspired by a couple of comic runs, like the Avengers Forever and run Kang Dynasty, which is like Avengers 41 to 55. But it has nods to everything. So, comics, cartoons, movies, TV shows, little references, little in-jokes even that only the kind of like the most hardcore of Marvel fans are
stay after
get.
all the credits, read all the comics. Kind of fans.
Absolutely.
I ask you this every time. I think I asked you this when we were talking about Doctor Who for Dimensions.
Yeah.
But I was like, what's the one thing that you got through? The joke that you got through where you're like, I can't believe we got that through. I can't believe we got that in the game.
I haven't actually got it through yet. So ask me next time when we're closer to launch, but I haven't got it through yet. So everyone that works on the game, you didn't hear me say that, so don't be looking too closely at these jokes. But yeah.
Can that whole segment just be redacted really quickly?
There's so many cool jokes, and the cool thing is in the story, you're actually having like a party of characters where you can have 3 versions of the same character together, and that in-joke sort of like thing that you've got going on where you have Spider-Man and that's the 2099 with Spider-Gwen and then with classic Spider, and they're all like, what is this? Who are you? What is that suit? I've got a cool suit. What are you wearing? It's so much fun. Really,
you can just go like Super Dan Slott with it. You can just go real Spider-Verse with it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
What kind of time goes into making sure that every character has an interaction with each other? I can't even imagine that, because if you can put up so many teams together, how many voice lines is that? Oh my goodness.
They are. there is an epic number. Actually, the team is still writing them. I was
Good luck, team.
I was checking my emails last night, and there's still stuff coming through, and I'm trying to sort of stay on top of everything the guys are doing back home. But yeah, it's about things like that, but also when it comes to things like, you know, trophies and achievements, making sure there's little nods to, you know, maybe if you reunite certain like classic groups, you know, maybe you'll get rewarded for that. And there is some wicked stuff coming.
Unbelievable. Well,
I love the look of that.
Yeah.
And you see here, like,
so here,
you know,
in noir
everywhere
now.
you go, like when you go noir, like, you know, the color desaturates. It's raining, and even the characters, they're just like less vibrant. When we went to Nowhere before with Matt, you know, you had the whole nebula come on, and every area has, you know, unique music and a unique tone and a unique feel, just to kind of bring it to life.
I just love as a Marvel fan that you can just fly up into the sky and the skull of Nowhere is just sitting right there. Like,
yeah,
that's
how cool
so
is that?
cool.
Yeah. And that, you know, it's not a spoiler, but that plays such a critical part of the story, because the story kind of weaves in and out and has, you know, some really
Agent
big
Venom!
twists. Yeah.
What
yeah.
up, Mac?
Couldn't not put Flash Thompson in, so yeah. So good.
Oh, so good. So don't make me count the slots, Matt.
Yeah,
Don't make me count the slots, Matt. Just tell me.
How many?
Just tell
How
me.
many are we expecting?
we haven't even finished yet. It's definitely over 200.
Oh,
That's a
There's
safe
a
number to say.
there's a huge roster, and we are. Here's the thing: we come to a show like this, and then you find people hit us up on social, and they're like, "Have you got this character? Have you got?" And you're looking through, going, "Yeah, we got that covered." I'm not going to tell you, but yeah, we've got that covered. And then you'll see one and go, okay, and you go back home to the office. Okay, can we add this guy or
Right.
this girl? And the characters, you know, kudos to them. The character artists are always sort of, okay, we'll absorb that, we'll take it on. But yeah, we were adding, I think, with Lego Marvel Superheroes 1, I think we were adding up until 2 weeks before we finished.
Oh,
So.
my goodness.
Hopefully not this time, but you know.
And I just want to touch on real quick. I mean, you say the whole thing is about time.
Yeah.
Kang is obviously manipulating time. Does time manipulation come into any of our abilities, any of our powers as characters?
Like
Yeah.
Doctor Strange or something like that? I don't
You
know.
nailed it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's time manipulation in there. So Doctor Strange is able to kind of, you know, in little areas of set pieces, he can fast forward time and rewind time. Time is used against you an awful lot by Kang, obviously. But there's an awful lot of time-related activity going on. Like halfway through the story, there's a big killer time-related thing that goes on. So it's epic. And you know, being able to work with Kurt, who is the guy that wrote probably the two best Kang stories, just nails it in, you know, that authenticity to Marvel Comics.
It's got to be wonderful to be working with him.
I'm pumped, man.
I am loving, platforms, right? I know it's Windows, Switch, Xbox One, PS4.
Correct.
Wait, Switch?
Switch, Mika.
Dude, if I wasn't
Switch,
in
Mika.
like 4 times before, I'm in like 40 times now.
Put everything on the Switch.
Put everything on the Switch.
I couldn't agree more. You know what? It is the thing that actually makes flights a dream.
Thank you.
It's changed my
right?
whole life.
Yeah.
It's changed my whole life.
Well, now Anthony and I know what we're going to be doing on planes.
Yeah,
love it.
absolutely.
So thank you so much.
Yeah,
We've
so
had a
good.
blast.
Yeah,
Thank you,
me
Arthur,
too.
Matt.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Unbelievable.